Hello, hello everyone. This is Astropark, and welcome to the Roundtable DAO TV show for the HAMA with Polygen's CEO. Hi Jay, how you doing? Good. Hello, hello everyone. Hello. Thank you to be here. Our pleasure. Just first question: where did the Polygen idea came from originally, and why did you choose this name? Can you give us a brief introduction and history behind this project? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice. Thank you. No, no problem. The beauty of the live. Great. And why should people invest in the Pigeon tokens? What are the benefits for investors in holding tokens, the usage areas?
Testing. It's been through sort of a 7-month development cycle. So on the 7th, well actually today, the community can come to our DApp They can conduct their KYC, pass that. They can see our project profile. So we will be live. We're good to go. During the beta launch, we will launch Polygen on Polygen. We may have 2 or 3 sort of featured projects for the community to look at. And that's really our milestone for the next 4 weeks. The next milestone, so on the roadmap, is version 2. That's going through audit now. That will be released early next year, and that will be Polygen all singing, all dancing. And that will feature the permissionless capability for a project on chain to create their own complete raise. And one point just to make that is great and that we're very proud about with the development of Polygen. We call it's the RAIN protocol. That's really the protocol that powers Polygen. And I've talked about liquidity seeding, but there's some unique features as well that we haven't discussed. For example, the project will have complete freedom to customize their IDO. So they can do a seed, they can do a private, they can do a public, they can do any type of raise they want. We're starting with the Dutch auction pricing sort of engine, if you will, for the raise period, powered by Balancer, but that will be customizable. So the idea is, again, give the project complete freedom to create the raise how they see fit, and leave it up to the market to decide if it's a winner or a loser. And again, that technology is built, it's ready to go, it's going through audit, it'll be available early next year. So that's kind of where we are. I think we're a very unique business model and a unique tech stack within the Launchpad community. So we're excited to get your community involved.
I think they're going to be excited to have you on board as well. Astro, I think we could begin with live questions from the public.
Sure. Okay, first question that comes to the mind with tiers is what will be the minimum investment for each tier? Can you give us an approximate price using Pigeon launch price?
Yeah, so that is a very logical question and applies to the traditional launch pads. But again, we're different, and we're stressing that the entire community can get involved in the IDO without any limitations. So by that I mean complete our KYC. On the day of our fundraise, we're using a Dutch auction method, which is a new approach. So what this means is there will be a raise period and a raise target. In our case, it'll be $100,000 is the raise target according to our tokenomics. And during that raise period, we have it may be 24 hours, it could be 48, but there'll be a window, 24 hours. You, the community, come in and you buy our raise token. So you buy and sell. And this mechanism, powered by Balancer, is how we are allowing the market to determine a fair raise price for the token and in a transparent way. So what this means, just to answer the question, is there technically is no limit. There is no limit. You're not getting a guaranteed allocation with a whitelist and a lottery. You're coming to participate in the raise period. You're going to buy, you're going to sell. So typically under this model, the way it's programmed is in a Dutch auction, the price will decrease over time, but there will be periodic spikes in demand in price as demand increases. So if you wanted to come in and buy all 100,000, well, obviously supply and demand, and this is where we are anti-whale. No one can really front run and come in and buy the 100 grand because the price is going to go shooting up. So what you'll see is people come in, they'll purchase, they'll watch the price behavior, and they'll buy and sell accordingly. So you will, and I'll add to that. So there are no limitations. You come in, it's a marketplace for that period. What I would say, the way Balancer is programmed is, and this has to do with liquidity and volatility, you will it will determine your transaction size. So you, if you're clicking buy or sell or buy, the balancer will be calculating a transaction cap, but you can come back during that 24-hour window, buying and selling as much as you can. So I know that's a bit of a mouthful. We are doing things differently than traditional launchpads. We are publishing on Medium some more articles to explain this. But bottom line is, it's a marketplace, Dutch auction, buy and sell as you please.
Thank you.
Thank you about this.
Yeah, another question from the live chat. What regulatory concerns do you see that could stifle this industry, and how do you plan to deal with them?
Yeah. So regulatory concerns are on everyone's mind. I'm new to crypto. I come from a tech background, so I've only really been 6 months into the crypto world. But I think the general consensus is, you play by the rules. You got to work with the regulators, and you have to just kind of have a sort of an open and mutually beneficial relationship. Yeah. We are doing KYC, like we've been told, perform KYC for all the investors. So we've embedded and integrated Synapse as our KYC provider. Projects coming to Polygen to launch, they will also be asked to complete KYC. So I think it's a bit of a gray area. No one knows where it's going. I think what I would say, and I'm sure most people would agree, is it is coming. We're going to have to work with it and deal with it as and when it becomes transparent. I know that's not really a concrete answer, but it's a bit of a gray area. Yeah. So we'll just have to roll with it.
Yeah. Also, go Jay.
Yeah, sorry. Another good question is how will this platform prevent rugs? I know you talked about anti-will functions, but preventing rugs like can verify the project teams, identities. There's some element of trust required.
Yeah. So critical question. It's kind of question number one we get from the community when we say we're decentralized. Come one, come all. So immediately people are like, well, hold on. Every scam artist is going to try to come. So we built in, there's a number of mechanisms to prevent that. I've mentioned two already. I'll say it again. So obviously we do insist that any project come and complete KYC. So there will be a KYC process. The project information that's on chain, the metadata, that is there for the community to perform their own due diligence. There's always going to be an element of buyer beware, but we want to put as much information there for the community to verify. So you'll have social links that you can be verifying. Are they real? You'll have executive team member links. Are they real? So there are ways that the community can do their due diligence. We're setting up a Discord. We have Telegram. So we'll absolutely be encouraging discussion amongst the community where they will be in a community-based way sharing intelligence. Don't know about this project because XYZ is not, that doesn't play out. So there'll be that element. A key one is the liquidity seeding concept, where again, this is where the community is effectively vetting projects, because the first step to proceed to a fundraise is to create your liquidity pool, and projects must ask the community to provide liquidity seeding. They get rewarded for that, but the concept is, say again, $100,000 is the required target for the liquidity. The community is invited to come in, and projects that check out, have great executive leadership, have a great business model, they will succeed. They will attract talent, or they will attract liquidity seeding and move up, and that will be again completely transparent. Projects that are for whatever reason deemed suspicious or potential scams, they will struggle to get that liquidity seeding. And again, that's a mechanism where we are allowing the community to exercise their voice in selecting good projects. And what I would add to that, sorry, I'm talking a lot, but within this process in V2, say I come to a project and they're raising 100,000, there will be the ability to see who has provided liquidity, what is their track record on previous projects. So you'll have sort of a top tier of community members with a proven track record, and it's like, okay, Jay has provided liquidity for this project. Jay has provided liquidity for these last 10 successful projects. So again, it's part of this community-based way of allowing the public to kind of vote, not vote, but with their money. And the last thing I'd say is we are talking to a few software providers, one of which is not live yet, but I want to bring their technology to Polygen, which is exactly this. It's a decentralized solution that allows the community to perform due diligence on projects. So the idea would be we would make this technology available to projects. That would be a commercial deal between the decentralized due diligence company and the project. And they would pass this vetting process, and they would make that known on their project details to the community. We have the gold standard of verification by XYZ company. So that's another way that we can sort of, with our community and with our ecosystem, bring cool technology to our projects to help the community. So that's a long answer, apologies, but it's an important question. So we are thinking about it, and there's lots of different ways that we're protecting. But at the end of the day, it is crypto. There is a bit of, there is an onus on the community to perform some due diligence.
Of course. You talked about liquidity providers. How will you convince liquidity providers to provide on the platform?
The project will pay for it.
Okay.
So the project will set as part of their raise parameters. If Jay gives me 1,000, on a successful raise, they're going to get 1,010 back. So like the math will be presented up front. So the liquidity provider can do their own math and see, right, I'm going to make a really nice return on this. So that's part of the raise setup. And remember, it's risk-free, because if the project doesn't hit its target, it's held in trust and the money's returned to the seeder, if you will. Awesome. So it's a great way to make risk-free money.
Yes, absolutely. And, another question I see in the live chat. I want to know when you start the Polygen launch. How fast you want to launch first project on Polygen? We see that.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
That is an excellent question.
After the IDO, yeah.
As soon as possible. As soon as possible. So we'll do our launch. We'll get that sorted. Then we'll go on to a DEX. And that's all going to happen in sort of quick succession starting December 7th. So the short answer is as soon as possible. We're talking to a number of great projects now. We've got a great ecosystem. If you go check out our investors, you'll see some great names there. So every day we're getting introduced to some great quality projects. So I'm not giving you a firm answer, but absolutely, we'd love to get 2 or 3 in, depending how the Christmas market goes. If there's a slowdown, don't know, but 2 or 3 in December would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay. Can you tell us what the main targeted user base of this project is? Is it business, corporates, developers?
Interesting. Yeah, so obviously you've got 2 communities. You're after that sort of investor community that are looking to get into great projects. And then from the project perspective, we're targeting really across the board. We don't want to be perceived as like a crypto-only fundraising platform. We would love to get some sort of real-world, old-school type of companies that recognize the potential of fundraising with a utility token. So really, we want to bridge that divide. Like, we'd love to start going after classic tech companies, software companies, and blue chip companies that see the potential of doing a fundraise in the crypto space. Like, it wasn't a formal pitch, but it was a real discussion with a startup airline, and they're thinking, because you think about it, it's like a loyalty program. You could do a fundraise via tokens. The airline in question is not giving away equity. They're raising $10 million for a loyalty program, and they would have to build a token utility plan around that. But if you think about it makes so much sense for a traditional company to come and do a fundraise on a Polygen. They're not giving away equity. They're creating a community around their business, and it can happen really quickly. Like, people, whereas a traditional fundraise via VCs or something like Crowdstarter can take a long time. So yeah, we've got big, bold plans to really create a innovative marketplace, innovative fundraising platform to really branch into multiple verticals.
Good to hear. Astro, I'll let you ask the last question before
I would say that we had some technical issues at the beginning of this EMA session. People didn't heard you quite well, you, Jay, and Mike. So maybe you would like to summarize again what we asked you at the beginning. So a bit of history, a bit of how the platform works, the utility of the token. If you can summarize a bit again.
Okay.
Before we go. Sorry about that, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. So just to summarize, Polygen, we're a decentralized launchpad doing our IDO on December 7th. And the thinking and the ideas for Polygen came to the founding team earlier this year, when studying the performance and the business models of traditional launchpads. They've taken a very centralized approach. There's a gatekeeper mentality within the Launchpad community. And by that, what we mean is that if you're a project looking to fundraise, you have to apply, you have to go through a long vetting process. And we don't think that's conducive or encourages innovation or experimentation. It's very much like an old school VC model. So the thinking of Polygen is a decentralized launchpad with no gatekeepers. That means any project can be launched by anyone. So just come, create your fundraise on Polygen. It's under your complete control. So that's kind of the spirit and the thinking. The name Polygen is based on early relationship with Polygon. Polygon, we've got a close relationship. They're a strategic investor, so that's why we named it. But the plan going forward is definitely multi-chain. We don't want to limit ourselves to just one. We will be multi-chain. And what else can I tell you? What else should I touch on? The token utility?
For example, yes, the staking.
So token utility.
Yeah.
Sure. So a reason, like, you'll be wanting to know why buy PGen, why hold PGen. So we're creating a unique marketplace with a lot of really exciting companies, and we're creating some great revenue opportunities for you. So we talked about liquidity seeding. A project to successfully fundraise on Polygen must first create a liquidity pool. So they will invite the community to come in, provide liquidity. For that, the community will be rewarded. They will be paid based on how much liquidity they provide. All those details will be included in the project raise details. So if it's 100,000 liquidity seed, you put in 10,000, you can work out exactly how much you're going to make as a result. And it's very important you do that risk-free, because unless the project hits its seed liquidity target, the money won't be used. So if it only hits 50% of its target, that money's held in trust in a smart contract and will simply be returned. So it's risk-free money, which is a great way. And we're going to have a staking program, and obviously anyone can participate in fundraisers. This is a really important point. Please come. You'll see in our social media links. All you need to do to participate on Polygen is to pass our KYC. Then you're in. You can participate in as many fundraisers as you like. And that's a great reason to hold the token. So hopefully that summarizes some of the key points.
Yeah, you did a really great job.
Great.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Mike.
Okay.
Okay.
So great.
Yeah, I
So
think
this concludes our AMA. We've had a few technical issues. We're really sorry about that in the beginning. Hopefully in the recordings, these things should come up.
Yeah.
This should be fine. Mike, thank you so much for being with us today. Astropark, if you'd like to say a few final words.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, go, Mike.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. No, it was a great HAMA session. Thank you, Mike, for your words, for explaining us so well what Polygen is going to do, why it's important, and I guess this is something really new in this space. Never heard about decentralized launchpad, so good job. We wish you the best for sure, and thank you for all the watchers for being here. And we are going to distribute also the prizes to the best questions that Mike will choose for you. And see you at the next AMA session, guys. Cheers.
Great. Okay. Thanks, guys. Really enjoyed that.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Mike.
Have a great day.
Bye.